Hi there, this is Dr. Sami Garas. I'm a professor of accounting at SUNY Plattsburgh, and I would like to welcome you to this summer course, Storytelling with Financial Data. It's one of the favorite courses that I like it. I used to teach storytelling with financial data as part of the course, but I thought recently, why don't we develop one complete course that can discuss all the details about storytelling? Starting from the types of data as the scene for the storytelling, and then going to the visualization. So we talk about data wrangling, data visualization, and then we jump to the audience as the main people who are going to listen to our story. And how can we make this story compelling for them to take an action? And finally, we talk about the narration. We, as business students or accounting or finance, we care about the details, the numbers, but we sometimes we don't know how can we narrate the information in a way that can be digestible and understandable by the audience. So I thought of this for a while, and now the time has come to launch this course. I'm going to give you a quick tour now in the course material on Brightspace and CompTIA. CompTIA, actually, it's a big platform that has tons of certifications, but I found one of their certification material is very compatible with my ideas. Unfortunately, I didn't find any textbook with any publisher like McGraw-Hill or Pearson because they put storytelling as part of another textbook. So I thought of using CompTIA for that reason, because they have lots of labs, lots of homework, lots of exercises. And eventually, if you decide to take their Data Plus certification exam, then with this access, you can go ahead and study the material, and you can just sign up for the exam after the course. So let us dive in. And here, as you can see, I put on the two screens Brightspace as our landing site for everything you need to know in the course. And here, the first part is start here. And what I did, I put like some briefing information about my background, my certification, my role as a facilitator in this course. So I thought it's good to give you some idea about my background. The video that I am recording right now, you should be able to see it in this link. And the course syllabus, I put it here separately so we can go through it. But before we go through the syllabus, I'd like to encourage you to take a look on these tips and hints that can help you to do well in an online class. So I encourage you to just go through them. That might refresh your memory about what you need to do in this course. And please, before you leave this part, go ahead down here, start a new thread, meet your classmates. And what you need to do, tell us about who you are, what's your background, what is your interest from coming to this course, and something unique about yourself. We don't have big number of students in this course, by the way. It's very small. I consider it as a table discussion. So we can sit and talk, share some ideas, and so on. Now let us take a look on the course syllabus. And as you can see, we start from today, June 9th, until July 11th. And it's 5-week course. It's very condensed. I'm going to put a lot of material here on the Brightspace. You will see it later on today. And every day I will keep uploading the material. The reason that you don't see anything on Brightspace, because it's a brand new course. I'm going to work hand in hand with you, give you presentation, give you hints, help you to do well on CompTIA. And my plan after this course, that hopefully all of you will think about going for the Data Plus certification exam, and this will be a plus point to your academic degree. How can you reach out to me during these 5 weeks? Remember, number one is email. Make sure to email me whenever you can, whatever you want to say. And this is what connects together. Just talk. Write a short line. Tell me what you are thinking about, what is your concern, what's your problem. I'm happy to help. If you have time to meet on our office hours, I put virtual office hours noon to 1, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And why I put it noon to 1, I thought because most of my online students are working, and maybe 12 to 1 is your lunch break. So maybe you can jump in, but if you feel that this time is not convenient, let me know. and I will arrange another time to meet with you. This link will be active all the time, but I don't jump into the office hours unless there is a student there. So what I need from you, if you need help during the office hour, just email me, say, can we have like a Zoom meeting and use this link for our meeting? Do you need any background to do well in this course? Of course not, because I'm going to teach you everything from scratch. You might need maybe some financial information, assets, liabilities, but mainly we talk about data. I take some data from financial statements, but I take it also from anywhere because data is data. And then our plan in this course is to take this data, regardless of the type, and then we clean up the data, standardize it, make it a structure, and then try to make some analysis on the data, which, as you can see it here, I call it data manipulation. So here we need to know how can we make data wrangling, data manipulation, look at the data from the different angles, and try to correct any gaps or errors in the data. And this by itself is going to take maybe 2 chapters with us. Then we jump into data visualization. And here there are so many tools in the market, most likely Excel, Power BI, Tableau. Those are very good tools for data visualizations. And then we talk about optimization. And here we talk about what is the best tool and best visualization board I can use it to optimize the results of my story. And here we take a look on the dashboards and how we can create reports out of that. But then we come to usually overlooking one big element in this area, which is the audience. We can spend a lot of time trying to clean up the data and visualize it. But when it comes to who's going to listen to our story, we might get to know their names, maybe their roles, but this is not good enough to build a good story. You need to really understand the background of the audience, their expectations, and then speak their language. I'll give you a good example. When I make a presentation to executive management, the C-suite, what I should think about a strategy. Those people, they don't like to look at the operational details or the mechanical details or the technical details. They need to know the strategy for the business to move on. But when I make the same presentation to board members, then I look at the governance, at the risk, because those are the people who are in charge of the policies and they need to govern the whole operation. If I do the same story for external stakeholders like fundraisers, those they look at the communities, the benefits, the transparency. So this is a very short example to tell you different types of audience needs different types of presentations. And if I know the audience, I will narrate my presentation in a way that can be compelling to them. And here we dedicate one chapter about narration, which we call it narration or reporting. So those in brief, the main concepts and the main ideas that we are going to work on. The course material is going to be mainly CompTIA Data Plus material. You can buy the access code. It's everything digital. There is no hard copy. Everything digital. The book, the lessons, the exercises, the exams, you can print them. And I'm going to give you a lot of presentation slides and some video from my end that can help you to get some hard copy if you're like an old school like me. But mainly digital. Once you get the access code, you start to log in into IDEA platform. It will ask you for the registration link regarding our institution, which is Plattsburgh. Please use this link. And then follow the steps to go through the registration, and then you will get access to the textbook. Let me, before I continue in the syllabus here, I will show you how the course looks like. This is the CompTIA, by the way. CompTIA here, it has lessons. And this is the reason here I try to pick the lessons that I need most. And by the way, the access code you buy from our bookstore or from CompTIA will be valid for 1 year. So don't feel that you are going to lose the access once the course finished. No, you can continue reading. And my advice, take all the lessons, and I'm going to explain what is included in the lessons. And hopefully once you finish, You just go buy the exam voucher from CompTIA.org and then take the exam. You can take the exam online, by the way. So you don't need to go to a certain location to take the exam. They have their exams online. So what are the lessons that I picked from how many? 18 lessons here. I picked only, as you can see here, first lesson 3, and then lesson 4, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you talk about an average of 8 lessons. And why I picked those specifically? Because those are the main topics we need to discuss in this course. Number one, we need to talk about data types. What are the types of data that we can get from any system, from any ERP, from any database? What are the types and the characteristics? Then, how can we compare and contrast these different data? We need to understand the data itself. And once we do that, we can pretty much manipulate the data using our own techniques to look at the data from different angles. And once we do that, we can jump into more manipulation and optimization. So you can tell here, I'm going to spend like 4 lessons focus on data, because the data is the foundation for the story. I should really digest the data and look at the data from different angles. Number one, to understand the story, and number two, to be able to share it with others and make insights. Once we do that, we jump into visualization. So here we talk about types of visualization, and then we talk about the reporting. Visualization will be also extended into the next topic, topic 7, when we talk about the dashboards. You can make a bar chart, column chart, pie chart. You can make so many visualization, and we will talk about it. But can I combine the different visualization in one dynamic dashboard that can tell a story to my audience? This is what we are going to do it in topic 7. And then we talk about the different types of narration that we use it, and then we wrap up the course. So for each one of those topics, what do you need to do? I usually develop a video presentation on Brightspace. It's not usually long. I just give you some hints, and I'm going to work on this video presentation. You will find them available on Brightspace. And once you see the video, you can go here, for example, lesson 3. So if you go to lesson 3, you see here. First, it tells you about the main subunits or subtopics in this one. So here you see, understand the types of data. If you click, it tells you here how much time is going to take from you, 15 minutes. Then a review activity, and this is what you need to do, by the way. So you need to do the review activity, and then you do the questions, you finish here, and then you have the practice question, and then the syllabus. So once you finish here, then I go on the grade book of IDEA and see your performance, and then put your score on the grade book here. So let me grab this one. Yep. Here you see those are the conceptual part. So let us look here at understand. Here is the lesson, and then you read it, and then you rate what you have done, whether you have less confidence, more confidence, and so on. Then you can go back here to the system. Yep, table of content. And then you can go back here. And here you can see all what you have done. And you can go back and forth between the lessons and the exercises. Listen, yep. So here we go. So go to, because I have different access as administrator. So I will go here, user portal, and then it takes me here. It's good that I see that some kind of hiccups here, because this is what you are going to do. By the way, once you log in into IDEA, you will see that the course is popping up, and then you click on study. So I'm glad for this hiccup that shows up in the middle that can give us good information about how the material will look like. Forget about my 71 days. This is the free access that IDEA gave me. For you, it should be 365 days, and then you start counting down. And as you can see here, when you finish, you get some ticks here that you have done it. This is what I did in lesson 1, by the way. But I'm not talking about lesson 1 this time. I'm talking about lesson 3. You see here, I stopped in the middle, so I got this sign. So once you finish the course, then you go to the labs here. And here in the labs, you can see there is assisted lab 1, assisted lab 2, and then there is applied labs. I didn't pick all the labs, but I need to explain that the assisted labs, they give you step by step what you need to do. And if you do assisted lab 1 and assisted lab 2, you can go to applied lab and you can do the same thing. The difference between applied lab and assisted, applied, they don't give you any hint. You should be able to complete the lab from A to Z. You say, what shall I do? If you did something wrong, you can take the lab again. The good thing about IDEA, whether you do the exercises, as you can see here, practice questions on CompTIA. I keep saying IDEA, I'm sorry. It is CompTIA because I use another platform called IDEA. So sometimes my mind gets confused between IDEA and CompTIA. But the material we use it here, it's from CompTIA. And CompTIA here, it's a very good platform because if you did something wrong, you can repeat the questions again until you get the full mark. The same thing for the lab. Once you do it, if you get it wrong, you can repeat the labs as many times as you can. The good thing about the labs, they are hands-on experience. They teach you the reality of the topic more than explaining conceptual material. And once we finish the first topic, you can see here lesson 4, then you jump into, 3, then you jump to 4, and you do the labs. Do you need to do all the labs? Of course not. I'm not expecting that you finish all the labs during 5 weeks. But if you do them, wonderful. But at least you do the labs that will be counted towards your final grade. So you have the practice question of lesson 3, and then the labs. Again, where do you find the questions here? Yep. So here you go to question 3. Yep. You see here, there is practice questions. For everyone, there is practice questions. Those are the questions that will be counted towards your final grade. So you might say, well, I know this information. I don't need to read them. It's totally fine with me. But if you take a quick look, you will get the model answer or the correct answer from the first time. If you decide to go to the question without reading, you might get some of them wrong. You can repeat them until you get the full mark. And then I go to the grade book and get your score, your final score here, and put it on the grade book of Brightspace. Okay. My advice that you take this course seriously, not only to get a high score in my class, but hopefully to go to this certification and take the certification exam and become certified. This would be, by the way, one of the good certification that you can take it in data analytics. So this will give you a strong foundation for data analytics and data science. Because the course time is so short, I try to relax the due dates. Why? Because I know you might be busy in some days, you might be free on other days. So for topics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I put one due date, which is June 29. So you have 20 days to go through this material. Watching the video is not a question, you just watch it. But the main thing is to go for each lesson, you do the practice question and the labs. You see how much time approximately it will take, as you can see here. The practice question for lesson 3, let me grab lesson 3. You will see it here, 15 to 30 minutes. And what about the lab activities? If you would like to understand the lab, 15 to 30 minutes. And let me grab one of the labs here. If I take assisted lab 2, and then I launch it, you launch the lab here, you can take the lab. You can log off and on from the lab until you complete the lab. I know, based on my experience, labs are more engaging than questions because it gives you scenarios and then it guides you on how to resolve these scenarios, which is very helpful in gaining experience in data analytics. I put some of them assisted lab, some of them applied lab. As I said, assisted will give you step-by-step answer, but applied, it will leave you at your own to do the answer. But if you fail, you can take the lab again. So this is in brief. And then we have a midterm exam. The midterm exam will be on the topics 1, 2, 3, and 4. So topics 5 and 6 will not come in the midterm exam. They will come in the final exam. So 4 topics, or let me say 4 lessons, will be in the exam. The exam window itself will open on June 23rd until June 30th. So it will be available for 1 week, and you can take it during this week. And I will put more information about the exam on Brightspace. So the exams, whether midterm or final, they will be on Brightspace, not CompTIA. So this can help you to reflect on your learning and get a high score in the exam. I know that you might get scared about the exam. I usually create a review that will show you a good example of the exam structures, the exam questions, and how to really get a high score in the exam. Once we finish here, we go to the next batch of the course where we have topic 7 and 8, which will open on June 30th and will be available until July 11th. By the way, as I said, all the topics are available in CompTIA. So if you, for example, you decide to go here on lesson 14 today, even before you start lesson 1, it's totally up to you. But why I put the sequence here? Because I know that this will help you to understand the story. My goal is not to give you a high score, but to build a foundation of data analytics that can be helpful for your career and your further studies. How is the final grade will be breakdown? It will be broken into practice questions from IDEA that will take 24%. The labs, whether assisted or applied labs, 36%. The midterm, 20%, and the final exam, 20%. So you don't need to worry about the exams as long as you do the practice questions and the labs. If you do both of them right, you will get the full mark in both exams. I put here some information about the practice test, practice questions, applied labs, examinations that can help you to understand all the materials that you need for the each section. How to get in touch with me, as I said, by email or by Zoom meeting. Please keep checking the Brightspace all the time. I know first week you are excited about the course, but then you tend to go to CompTIA platform and you forget Brightspace. I usually put announcements on the Brightspace so everyone in class can watch it. And if you have questions during the course, feel free to jump here. This is a free platform I created where you can go here, questions and comments. You click here, share your questions, start a new thread, and you can talk to different classmates, or if you need me, you can put your question here. But most importantly, make sure to email me. And I think between emails and Zoom meetings, we will be in good communication, and hopefully you will enjoy the lesson and the class course time. Thank you so much again for joining this course, and I will do my best to meet your expectations. Remember, I am one click away from you. Keep in touch. Have a good day.